Palo Alto, Nevada. Birthplaces of far west of the United States, Elko, little town nestled in the mountains of Nevada, where the President of the United States will give you his final message of the Republic's presidential campaign to the people of our country. Following strenuous weeks of traveling and campaigning, President Hoover now is speeding westward to his home in California, where he and Mrs. Hoover will cast their ballots tomorrow. But tonight, on the eve of Election Day, the special train has pulled up to the little station at Elko, Nevada. Radio connections were quickly made, and in a moment, the chief executive will speak to the American people from coast to coast and border to border. The President is now before the microphone. Mrs. Hoover is close to him, here in the lounge car, and the rest of the presidential party, including the White House staff, White House correspondents, and photographers, their groups about eagerly awaiting the President's speech. Ladies and gentlemen, President of the United States.
Fellow citizens, we have been through an arduous campaign. It's been almost unique as a campaign of education to the great domestic and international problems which have arisen out of events in the last 15 years. I have endeavored to place these problems before the people as I see them, from the facts of the experience that have come to me in these past years. I have wished the people to realize more intimately the difficulties with which their government has been confronted, disasters which have been averted, forces which have been mobilized for their support and their protection. I hope from these discussions that the people will realize the great crisis that we have successfully passed, the unprecedented measures taken which have been designed solely that we might protect and restore the system of life and the government endeared to us over 150 years. Government that has given to us protection from distress, the lazy forces which would otherwise have wrecked our homes and our firesides. But more than that, I hope that I have given an understanding of these measures that have been designed for counterattack on this crisis. These measures are now demonstrating their strength and effectiveness, not only at home but abroad, evidences of which are multiplying throughout the country in the return of more than 500,000 men to work monthly, and that we have again resumed the road towards prosperity. And I might add, the figure which I have given during the last few days of the return of 1 million men since the adjournment of the Congress has been added to during the day today by the estimates of the American Federation of Labor, which increased the estimates which I have presented to you by nearly 300,000 men. I wish to emphasize the greatest function of the American citizen, among which each of us should perform tomorrow. The ballot is the most sacred individual act which preserves the great system of self-government which we have inherited and which we should carry forward at any cost. It is a direct opportunity for every man and woman to express their views in terms of equality with every other citizen as to the policies and the kind of a government that they wish carried out in the next 4 years. And I have a deep feeling that the choice that you make now is more than a choice for another 4 years. There is a great divergence in the philosophy of government between the parties, which may affect events over a generation. A mistaken choice may hazard the welfare of our children or our children's children. I have been fighting that the wrong course may not be adopted, not by appeal to destructive emotions, but by truth and logic. I have tried to dissolve the mirage of promises by the reality of facts. I am a believer in party government. It is only through party organization that our people can give coherent expression to their views upon public issues. There is no other way, except by revolution, that we in America have ordained, that the ballot shall be used for peaceful determination and not violence. We are the nation that puts progress. We wish to see our nation march forward. We differ strongly in the method of progress. I differ widely with the principles and the views advocated by our opponents, but it is not my purpose to review them at this moment. I feel deep the Republican Party has been the party of progress in our history from the day to day for half a century. It It has built the progress of the nation upon the foundation, the national principles and national ideals. We are a nation of homes, from which the accomplishment of individuals is nurtured by the maximum freedom of an ordered living. The ultimate goal of our progress is to build for security and happiness in these homes, where the inspiration of our religious faith will plant in our children those principles of social order and idealism, and where our government will contribute in safeguarding their future opportunity for them. The action of our nation has been modified and benefited by the enfranchisement of wealth. They equally with the men bear the shock from economic disaster. For them lies largely the guardianship of the fundamental ideals, because concentrated in their lives and their responsibility is a solicitude for the preservation of the home and the inspiration for the future. And in these labors, our government can contribute, strengthen their accomplishment and their aid. Our women give with lavish hands, not only to childhood, but as well to the creation of those concerning customs upon which are builded all the blessings of our ordered government. They thus give to government a large measure of the true strength of its foundation. But it is but just that they should receive back in return all that the government can give to them to assure them of security, the enlargement of the equal opportunity to their children and to themselves, to widen the field for the use of their own powers of mind and spirit. It is they who are mobilizing the new public regard to our obligations for the home and the children of the future. It is they who are mobilizing the public opinion on the maintenance of peace in the world. The men of our country carry the front line of battle through their initiative, their enterprise, their hopes, and their courage. But the immediate question before our country is in whose direction shall the measures by which we shall emerge from our present difficulties. In the longer view, our problems are questions that the world should have peace, that the prosperity of the nation should be diffused to all, and that we shall build more strongly the ideal of equal opportunity amongst all our people, that we shall secure that obedience to law which is essential to assurance of life in our institutions, that honesty and righteousness in business shall confirm the confidence of our people in our institutions and law, that our government shall contribute to leadership in these matters. It is my deep conviction that for the welfare of the United States, the Republican Party should continue to administer the government. Those men and women who have supported the party over these many years should not be led astray by false gods arrayed in the rainbow colors of promise. They have but to review the performance, essential responsibility, and constructive action in the maintenance of national ideals by the Republican Party in every national crisis, including the present, always in opposition to the destructive forces of sectional and group action of our opponents. Election day is more than a day set aside for casting of our several ballots. There is a solemnity in the feeling of that day, a sense of being in the presence of a great invisible power when the united people of a great nation give their final judgment on great issues. We cannot feel that any human power alone can give us such emotion. Rather, we must trust that we are sensing the movement of that ruler of the universe in whose beneficence and in whose favor we have been blessed throughout our history. As a final word, I wish to convey my deep gratitude to the many hundreds of thousands of people who have come to stations and to meetings to welcome and encourage me during this past month, and the many millions more who have responded over the radio. I wish to express my gratitude to the young men and the young women who have organized their special movement to my support, for in them lies a special energy and idealism which drives and inspires the country. And to the veteran servicemen whose steadfast patriotism has supported me in this campaign. To the devoted women who, realizing the results at stake, have worked untiringly for the return of this administration. and to the organizations of men throughout the country who have been unceasing through this campaign in their presentation to the American people of the principles and ideals for which I have stood. 4 years ago, I stated that I conceived the presidency as more than an administrative office. It is a powerful leadership, frame coordination of the forces of business and cultural life in every city and town and countryside. The presidency is more than an executive responsibility. It is a symbol of America's highest purpose. The president must represent the nation's ideas. He must also represent them to the nations of the world. After 4 years of experience, I still regard this as a supreme obligation. The words of the President of the United States will heard the close of the 1932 presidential campaign of the Republican Party. The chief executive has spoken to you from his train in Elko, Nevada, where he has stopped on his journey back to his home in Palo Alto, California. In a few minutes, the presidential special train will leave Elko, Nevada, and once again speed westward across the snow-capped Sierra Nevada mountains into California, where the President of the United States and Mrs. Hoover will cast their ballots in Palo Alto. The President's speech tonight shows the Republican presidential campaign and climaxed one of the most intensive campaigns ever undertaken by a chief executive of the United States. President Hoover's trips have taken him into New England, several times to the Middle West, last week to the Northwest, and yesterday and today found him meeting the people of the West. Following his speech in St. Paul on Saturday night, the President spoke to great throngs in Iowa, Nebraska, Colorado, Wyoming, Utah, and Nevada.